So with the silver wave, what do you see happening with all across all industries? What do you see happening in the like M&A space with people trying to get out and they're not necessarily being people who can step in to replace them?
Yeah, well, this is where, sometimes a fractional interim CEO can come in and help bridge the gap for a period of time. But one way or another, you have to have some infrastructure so that a buyer can come in and take your business and see a path forward without you. If you don't figure out how to do that, it becomes an asset purchase. I'll buy the list, I'll buy the brand, I'll buy the equipment, whatever it is I'm buying, but you're not going to get prime value. So, but you've got to start thinking, in a forward way. And I've worked with businesses that really did not do that. And there are things you can still do if you've waited. Okay, first of all, look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, it happened. I'm not going to beat myself up for weeks about it. Where do I go from here? And then you start putting the pieces in place and you offer up a commitment to a buyer to say, I'm going to help you bridge the gap as long as it takes if you buy my company. Also, I'm going to make sure my team has been groomed well enough to take over for me. But the reality is too, Allie, there's a lot of businesses either on the market or about to be on the market because of the sheer demographics of the silver tsunami. And what's going to happen is if you're not prepared properly, you're not going to sell. You're going to sit there and never be purchased, or someone's just going to grab the business for virtually nothing.
Yeah, one of the things I've had a conversation with a couple of people about this, more so in the blue collar home services space, where because that is now very much a older demographic, and it's not. Yes. There's not a ton of younger people who have trained in the trades who are my age because we were all taught we need to go to college.
Right.
And so, and which like, I have some feelings about that now looking back.
Yeah.
But you talked about buying the assets, the name, the website, the logo, and not necessarily the processes and getting cheaper value versus buying the business and somebody steps in and runs the business with the current processes in place. What I've heard happening, and I'm not enough in home services to know this for sure, but you have a lot of bigger companies coming in, buying out all the local competitors. They keep the website, they keep the company name. The phone numbers all just redirect to one person sitting at a desk, probably overseas, who's taking calls. Have you, and it's, the competitive edge of a small business that's now competing against other small businesses, the concept is getting lost in home services. So they say, oh, you need your toilet fixed? Okay, here it's going to cost you $1,000. And you're like, that's insane. You pick up the phone, call somebody else. It's the same person, different company.
Yes.
It's going to be $9.97.
Yeah, you're starting to see more of that because of the consolidation. Private equity is definitely in the space now. They're buying up these smaller entities, and there's consolidations in every sort of service field you can imagine. Because to your point, the age, you've got owners who are now in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s. They've got to do something, and they weren't thinking this way years ago. And the consolidation becomes the best play for someone who's acquisitive. Put them together, and I can do more with 7 companies in the same space within 50 miles of each other.